Okay, so let's start with the first setup that we can do. So I can create an object merge right here to be organized, and I can just call this guy to get this node. So right now, these two are the same, but it's better to get things organized. And the thing is that I wrote in capital letters these two guys just because when you select them, just let's say I want the bones here, I can hit here and look for anything that I want, and the capital letters one will be the first ones, so it's easier to get them. So now I have my bones, I have my muscle, great. My muscle is moving, and I don't want it moving, so I can create a timeshift node. I can spell it, timeshift node, yeah. And this node is already with an expression, which is $frame, which is the frame that we are. Just saying, okay, just show the frame in the frame that we are. So I can delete this channel and just keep the frame one. And now I have my muscle without moving and my bones moving as they should. Great. First of all, we will do a group. You can do groups of whatever you want and in a lot of ways. We will be doing a group just by selecting the stuff. It's not the best way to do it, but I will show you on another lesson how to change that. So let's grab some points right there. You can change right here if you want, like a square, like a lasso, wherever. Shift selection and adds the selection. Control removes the selection. Really normal stuff right there. And just hit enter, and you have here all the point numbers that you have selected. As I said, this is not really great, but just for the sake of time right now, we will do our group like that, and we will name our group like attach point. Great. Let's convert that to a tetrahedral soft body. Tetrahedral soft body. Vellum tetrahedral soft body. So what this does is it just creates like a fem object, just like in Ziva, and that means that we have some points inside this guy. I can create a clip node to show you that. So let's hit the clip and add a little bit of that. Yeah. So as you can see, this guy has nothing inside, and this guy now is triangulated, and it also has some points inside. We can just reduce this scale, and we'll have more points inside. But inside, it's not really that useful to have a lot of points inside and not that many points outside. So let's keep it that way for now. And you have this set conform, and you also have the soft body itself. Here you have all the attributes that you had really in Ziva, in the Ziva object, the mass and density and all this stuff. And the most important one is the stiffness, which is similar to the Young's modulus in Ziva. So you have a number, you have your times 10 thing just right there. Let's keep it simple. I will not do anything else. And let's create a Vellum solver. We need the solver to do all the calculations, and we will add just a ground plane to our first simulation. This is our first simulation. As you can see, this is a soft body, and if I change the Young's modulus, the stiffness just right here, as you can see, this is much softer, or something that this is really hard, and we have like a really nice simulation. Set Shift W. We have this kind of simulation, which is really nice, where you can see that the lower the number of points, the less stiff it is. But we will keep it as it was and just hit play. And this is fairly nice for a muscle. Okay, so we have to attach that to our bones, which we have our bones here. So let's create an attach node. Attach, it's anything today. Attach to geometry. I just put it right there. And just for you to know, there's always 3 inputs and outputs in Vellum, which are, the first one is the geometry, the second one is the constraints, and the third one is the collision object. So I can show you that a little bit better. So this guy is my geometry, really. This guy is my constraints. It's almost the same, but it's really not the same because these are the particles that are calculated from Vellum. If I just try to do something here, let's do the attachment. So I will attach to the bones. And right now you can see every vertex, every point of the muscle is trying to find the nearest point in the surface of the skeleton. So that's the way we can create an attachment. And as we have done a group, we have a group here in the attach constraints where we can define our point group, which is called the attach point. So now only the group that we did is attached to the bones. And we can just simulate that, and you will see that now the attachment is working. It's not really that stiff. And also there's no collisions really happening at all. That's because in our solver we have no collisions. We can just do something like that. Or as if we already have these bones connected here, we can just do that and keep it cleaner. And also, as you can see right now, this constraint thingy, it's looking a little bit different because we have this attached constraint done. So really it's covering the particles that it puts in those vertex and giving them some width. And we can just try and hit play right now. And now we have collisions and we have a hanging biceps doing lots of stuff. We can try and change that, put much more stiffness and see if that works, but that won't work. And I will tell you why. And that's really the most important thing to think about. Stiffness is calculated in a way that needs a little bit more sub-steps in the solver when you want really high stiffness. So if you want really low stiffness, things that are hanging a lot, you can make do with just one sub-steps. But as you change that guy, you will see obviously everything is lower, but now the stiffness is calculated a lot better because it has more steps to calculate it. And that's not really good because we want the fastest simulation possible. I'm always rooting for doing everything as fast as I can so I can have more iterations. And the best thing that you can have is a lot of iterations, and then just choose which one works best for you, and maybe mix and match all the iterations that you have. So at the end of the day, you can do something like that and try to get something better. How can we do this? How can we get something better with that speed? Well, we can do another attachment, just an example, and put it right there. Now I have attachment to all my points, and this attachment also have a stiffness, and I will reduce it a little bit. So now everything will follow. And second attachment that I have is much loosened. It's not that hard, so you can have some movement there, and it makes it work nice. We have a nice jiggle in our muscle. We have everything working, and it's really, really, really fast. You can see right there, if I just delete my simulation, and instead of hitting play, I just go to the last frame, and you will see right here how it's doing the calculation. And you can see as I speak, we're already in the 82 frame, the frame 82, so it's really, really fast. And we have done like 240 frames in like 10 seconds, something, 15 seconds, 16 seconds. Yeah. So that's the speed that we have. It's really, really fast. It's much, much faster than Ziva. And we are also calculating all the collisions right there. So we have our first muscle. That's great. I will stop it here, and then I will do a couple of things to that to get even better simulation and better speed. See you in the next one.